just block.
Alright guys, this is Nick Saber with Prenny here with another SaberCast. I'm joined this evening with Smack Tricks, Drew Beck, and we're going to do a little gold tier casting for you, for your enjoyment. Tonight on the cast, we have Team SkCz versus... I don't even know. What the hell did these teams name? Like, I gotta look it up.
Psychedelic Squirrel Squad, do we press play? Do we press play?
It's gonna look Psychedelic Squirrel Patrol versus... What the hell
Do we press play yet?
Not yet.
Just making sure.
Versus, I don't even know how to say that. Eurozeni? Eurozeni?
Let's call them the Europeans.
We're calling them the Europeans. So the Europeans versus Narcy. Alright, I have it on 2 seconds. I'm gonna go ahead and hit play.
Okay.
And then we're gonna go from there.
Alright, let's see who knows how to draft.
Yeah, obvious captain's pick. Start out with the bands. SkCz is on the Legion side. Squirrels. I'm just gonna call them Squirrels. They're on the Hellborn side. First band from SkCz is Puppet
common.
Master. What do you think about that, Drew? Pretty standard band nowadays.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're gonna ban stupid stuff. I just can see the Tempest ban coming. I can see it.
The Tempest band?
Yeah, just watch.
Are you gonna predict the future?
Yeah, I am. I have not watched this. Just watch.
Alright, I haven't watched it either, so this is going to be a decent replay cast, hopefully. I lost all my viewers, by the way, because nobody wants to watch this shit.
Who would watch this?
Well,
the
next band,
just as bad.
Drunken Master from Squirrels, and then SkCz follows it up with Ophelia, and Squirrels bans out Kronos.
I don't know why they banned Drunken Master. It's not that good compared to, like, Rhapsody.
Maybe they just have a...
hate for it.
Yeah, an absolute hatred. I know, I'm that way about Magmus. I can't stand him in any game ever. I don't even want my team to play him. I don't care if I have the best Magmus player in the world on my team. I don't want him playing him. I can't stand him. It's probably the best, worst hero in the game.
I'm predicting a Swiftblade pick right here.
Swiftblade? First pick? First pick Swiftblade.
It's called the EU Blade for a reason.
Oh, Glacius.
That's the weirdest first pick I've ever seen.
Why would that be a weird first pick? Glacius is a totally underrated support that's not picked up.
But
hardly at all.
Rhapsody and Torture are not overrated, and they're the best too. And Empath.
I don't know. I don't think you can ever discount Glacius. Glacius is one of those heroes that just...
but it's not a first pick worthy.
True. I agree with you there. I think Glacius would have been free later on down the board. They wouldn't have had to first pick him.
They could have third picked him. They could have last picked him. I don't think.
No, there's a true first pick. Squirrel picking up the bubbles.
Still, I don't know. I guess it's comfort. I don't know.
It's a comfort pick, but the thing about a bubbles is you can play him in any lane.
I know,
Magmus.
I mean, with a Glacius, it's not like...
But there's so many better heroes on the board still.
Hey, look at that, Magmus. It's a great pickup.
We love
by
that hero.
SkCz. I hope they lose.
We love that hero, remember?
I hope they lose. This is what I hope for.
Yeah, USA.
Alright, what do we have
3
next?
viewers, come on.
Magmus pickup. What do we think is coming from second pick from Squirrels?
Rhapsody. Or Torture. Probably Rhapsody. I don't think they're idiots.
We see the Geo highlighted on SkCz. Be a pretty interesting pick.
I wouldn't doubt it. It's not a bad hero. And they don't look like they're...
I think a Geomancer is like a discounted Magmus, so I don't really understand the point of the hero if you're going to pick up a Magmus. Unless you're just going for this AoE type
better.
Team fight.
What can Suicide better? But Magmus Stun is better. EU Blade, come on.
Yeah, I do agree. The Magmus Stun is a lot better. Until you get a portal key on the...
yeah, that's just stupid.
Geo.
Yeah. I'm calling the Swiftblade.
Still going for the Swiftblade. See, Squirrels picked up the Torture pick. Another quality all-around support.
If you ever watch a European game, Swiftblade's always picked your band. It's EU Blade for a reason.
EUs love their Swiftblade. They absolutely do love their Swiftblade. If you think about it, though, if you're talking straight up hard carries, you know, the discussion always comes down to like heroes like Sandwraith and Dark Lady, but Swiftblade definitely falls in that category. You get items on Swiftblade, and he can carry as hard as any of those other heroes. Just with a built-in crit, especially if he stacks.
And his ulti. His ulti
him.
does, what's, like 1,000 damage or
Yeah.
something?
Exactly.
It does 1,600 damage.
And you can always go the Slicks build, which is, you know, PK Resto. PK in.
That's 3,200 damage.
Exactly.
Can't go wrong.
Alright, so we got Warbeast pickup after the EU Blade, which was a pretty good prediction.
Yep. Warbeast is...
So
I
this
don't
is
know.
kinda
I don't want to
curious.
say it's
If-
underrated.
If they
but-
pick up the Warbeast, does that mean that they're not going to run the Bubble Suicide?
Warbeast doesn't run Suicide anymore. He's run Jungle because of the changes. The changes to the jungle let minion junglers who rely on tanking do much better.
I still see in a lot of like scrim practice or just like TMM brainstorming. They still, you know, KZ's famous for that. He still runs the Warbeast in a somewhat suicide
Well, that's
role.
that's the only team. Sync is the only team that does that.
Yeah.
Like, The Last of Us do it jungle. But I guess that's because of Chris. I don't know.
Alright, so I guess we're going to the second banning stage here. SkCz bans out the Wretched Hag, Kraken, and Empath. Squirrels bans out Pyromancer, Ravener, and what is going to be the last ban from them? They got 9 seconds.
Why'd they ban Ravenor?
Why would they ban Pyromancer?
Wait, Ravenor, they have a Magmus already? Pyro's just a good support.
I've seen the reemergence of the Mag Pyro lane, but it, like SkCz has highlighted right now with the Engineer pickup, I would
But Pyro
prefer the Engineer pickup over a Pyromancer nowadays. As much as I love Pyro, I still think the NG Magmus lane is way better.
Well, the meta shifted from Teamfight to Burst more. And Pyro fulfills that very, very well. So,
All right,
he can
so
jump.
they
He
ban
can
out
jump in and
Repulsor.
one shot the bubbles every fight. So if he gets his PK,
So Squirrels bans out the Repulsor. Apparently they don't want to see a Repulsor picker.
that's another European hero.
I think that's just an irritating hero in general.
Yep.
That hero has
Cancer.
been picked up so often recently, or banned out so often recently, it's starting to irritate me just from seeing it so much.
Well, it's a good hero. That much mobility when the game's like 80% mobility.
Yep. Okay, so they go with the Rally here instead of the Engineer pickup. Maybe they're just banking on the fact that NG will still be left?
Well, they could get Ingia Luna, Rap. Okay, Rap's he's still on the board. I don't even want to. No, never mind. I don't even want to talk about it. That hero is
And
the third.
now we
best
have
hero-
another hero that could potentially go Suicide. This is probably going to be their Suicide.
Yeah, and then they're gonna get another hero to go top, probably.
So we have Sir Benzington, Suicide, Warbeast, Jungle. I'm guessing the Bubbles is going to go mid.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have Torture sit somebody top lane.
Like, if Legion was smart, they would go a high damage support and go tri-lane top with Swiftblade
So
right
that's
now.
why I think the Engineer would be a
Or
good pickup
Rally,
here
or
because
Magmus. Okay, they go Solstice. That's not a good pick. If they were smart, they would go tri-lane top and mess up the Warbeast because they know they're running two dual lanes. I mean, a dueling top. So they pretty much win the top lane and the jungle. So you pretty much win the game.
and then pick up an Oogie. So Torture's going to sit the Oogie, which is definitely an interesting combination. They're going to be able to
True mentality is known for Sugi.
they're going to be able to box this if the Rally goes Suicide, which I suspect. You're going to see Rally Suicide, or maybe it's either the Rally or the Magmus is going to go Suicide, and the other
I
is
bet
going to go mid.
Rally's gonna Suicide.
Yeah,
Probably.
okay, so then you're going to see Glacius Swiftblade, and then obviously the Solstice is going to be in the jungle.
Let's get it
Whoever
on.
is in that Suicide position is going to be so easily boxed out by that Torturer, especially if he goes Impalement.
I mean, but you win mid because it's a 1v1 mid, and then you should win bottom. Or never mind, it's not a 1v1 mid. It's gonna be 1v1 mid, which is a mistake. It's gonna be 2 tri-lanes on opposite lanes, which is just, I guess I don't know. I don't agree with it. I guess it's good if you think you're worse than the other team and just don't want to challenge, but 3 heroes versus 1 hero is just not good. It's just a waste.
So if we look at the lane setups, it's pretty much exactly what we expected. Bubbles mid. Warbeast. Looks like he's heading toward maybe the Legion jungle? That'll be pretty interesting. Or is maybe he's just going down to put a ward up? Or what's he doing?
He's gonna spawn his wolves at 28 and pull the creep wave, so bottom gets lane position.
It's very smart. Very smart.
Yeah, it's another. It pretty much guarantees the suicide.
Do you
experience.
think this Glacius is gonna have a successful time boxing this Sir Benzington out?
No, because of the pull. He won't even get to box him out unless the other team's smart. But unless they tank it or pull it to another creep wave. But you never know.
Well, we have the Rally sitting top waiting for the rune spawn. Oh, wait, wrong game.
The only problem is, like, the Hellborn have such a better team. They have Benzington Bubbles, Teamfight, and then Warbeast Oogie, like, magic, late game damage, and physical.
They have absolutely
and they have really
AoE.
good push. Yeah, and they have good push and good burst. Their team's just so good. And then late game they have magical and physical.
Okay, so
Swiftblade's
the
pulling
Warbeast just kind of held the lane up. He didn't pull the lane. He just held the lane up.
Well, yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah,
you either pull it into the base or pull it up that way. See, now there's 2 creep waves on each other, and the Swiftblade's gonna pull it to it, and pretty much, I don't know. Benzington gets lane control now.
Okay, so the middle matchup we have Magmus versus Bubbles. Bubbles should have no problem.
She win it handily.
Harassing this lane.
I don't agree with the mana potion though.
And they did only block 1 camp on the Legion jungle, but they did block the equivalent camp top on the Hellborn jungle. So,
well, Glacius counter-warded it. So, he should be able to stack and pull. So they'll get lane control back at like 315.
yeah, I'm talking about the Wolf Commander in the Hellborn jungle. That's going to prevent the pull. So if for some reason Oogie messes up and pushes this lane, Rally's really going to benefit from it. It looks like Torture...
Oh yeah, they're both
playing the
counter-warded.
Torture may have found it already.
Yep, they're both gonna have pulls now.
Curious which lane we're going to see the Bloodlust in. The Swiftblade is so pushed. The Swiftblade and the Glacius, they're pushed way past the tower, and the Glacius is taking huge harass from the tower.
That's just Benzington not knowing the mechanics of his hero.
If Benzington would have hit that stun on the Glacius, that would have been a dead Glacius.
Yeah, he thought he could go through him, but he just doesn't know the mechanics. That's one thing bad about Suicide Benzington. When you stun him, one of the heroes just stands in his way to go back.
Yep.
And he doesn't go far at all. So
a lot of people probably wouldn't know that. Matter of fact, I didn't even know that. I didn't realize that it stops on first stun.
Yep, first hero you hit. So you think it's such a good stun because it's so long range, but it's not. That's why it's fallen off. It's easy to counter it. People figured out how to counter it. But it's still good, really, really good 1v1. Like, this Benzington could probably kill the Glacius right now. If he uses his E on him once and then just waits
Yeah.
till it's up again, then just goes on him. You might die, but it's worth it if you get Bloodlust.
If we want to look at creep statistics for a second, the Hellborn team, they're absolutely crushing the Legion team. Warbeast 18-0, free farm.
It's because of the
jungle.
lane pull. It's because of the lane pull.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oogie, even though the lane is pushed up, the rally, he can't last hit anything. He has 0 creep kills, 0 creep denies, compared to the Oogie, which is a 21-8 at this point.
it's another reason why the pull Warbeast is such a good hero right now.
Magmus
The
jumps in
pull-
on the bubbles middle. I don't think he's going to be able to do anything here, though.
How's Magmus winning?
Magmus is actually doing pretty well against the bubbles. He's definitely leading in creep kills, just a few less denies.
I'm not gonna say anything about hate. I could go off on these kids, but I'm not. Since, you know, professional casting here.
If you do take a look at the tower bottom, the Glacius and the Swiftblade, due to the lane being pushed up so hard, have the tower below 2/3 health. So if they can force the lane on, they can get a tower kill with it.
What they should do is
the
they
first
get
6 minutes of the game.
TP on Torture or Bubbles, and then just TP down and deny it. Most teams don't do it, but it's pretty big. You get lane control and a denied tower for your Benzington. I don't know what Benzington's doing. Glacius and Swiftblade could have killed him right there.
Yep. I know Glacius is being very tentative with using his freeze.
Like it's what, 1.5 seconds stun?
At level 1, yeah.
What's level 2? So
Or
it's
level
2
2, I'm
seconds.
sorry.
It's a 2-second stun. And Swiftblade does what?
And the thing about it is, if Glacius does freeze this Benzington, the Benzington won't be able to stun away.
So that's 200 damage from 200 damage. Like, see, if Benzington did that to the Glacius instead of the Swiftblade the first time,
That's incredible. We do see...
so-
okay, it's just a Magmus illusion. I thought the Magmus was going to be rolling behind, but...
Warbeast isn't doing that well. You should be level 6 by now. On any jungler, if you're good. You should be level 6 by 5 minutes.
Well, compared to the Solstice, he's doing phenomenally.
Oh my god,
He has
Solstice.
13 more creep kills at this point, and item-wise, the Solstice is still just sitting on the shield and the hatchet.
Solstice is the easiest hero to jungle in the game. Oh my god.
You think Solstice is even easier to jungle than a hero like Legionnaire?
Oh, well, yeah, it's easy, but like, what do you call easy? I call 11-minute PK good on Legionnaire.
Oh,
And some people say, oh, 17-minute PK is good. Like, I play Legionnaire, get 11-minute PK Helm boots. It's just what you think. I don't know. It's definitely easier, but to get the full potential out of the hero, Solstice is the easiest.
if we do want to look at the bottom lane again, this Benzington is... He may not be getting a lot of creep kills, but he sure as shit is soaking up as much experience
should go right
as he
now,
possibly
yeah.
can. It looks like... I don't know if they're going to continue with the dive, no. Okay, so Solstice did charge, but he canceled it.
Benzington won this lane.
They are doing absolutely nothing to keep him out of experience range.
Exactly, he won this lane.
I don't know why Glacius is so timid in using his
Oh,
his
he's
spells.
dead.
Okay, they do jump on him,
Hey,
and
he was
okay,
smart.
with the lunge away, I think he's still going to be able to get away unless Solstice's stun comes off cooldown, which he's
That
not going to
goes
have enough
smart.
mana to use it anyway.
Bubbles should
He
have
might
come
get
over
killed
an
by the
hour
ancients
ago.
here.
สวัสดีครับพ่อแม่
Swiftblade gets the
พี่น้อง
bloodlust. That's what phase boots do for you.
Bubbles might be. Never
This
mind.
Magmus he's chasing this bubbles. He's not going to actually follow past the tower.
What's he doing? No, he's TPing top. Riley's a,
And Rally misses
Step.
the stun.
Magmus
Magmus
should
still
ult.
charges in, but I don't know if this is a good idea. I mean, they're not going to be able to get a stun lock
No,
down
he's gonna
for
turn
Rally
this.
to ultimate.
He's just gonna ulti.
And the walking mock is, he was doing some work there.
Lucky stuns.
Torture's coming in, and I don't think, okay, he stops the ultimate, and there goes Rally. Rally's dead. The Impalement's up on the Torture, and he is just going to sit on top of the Magmus. The Magmus is in Steam Bath, but he is taking a lot of damage.
Narcy's in. Big Bubbles ulti, oh my
Yep.
gosh.
Bubbles comes from behind and does get the pick on the Magmus. So they should be able to push this bottom tower down. If they play it right, the the Torture doesn't have any mana to use the... Oh, okay, he does have enough mana to use the Impalement if he does want to go back in. So...
Warbeast, no, never mind. Warbeast is not rotating. Warbeast should have rotated top. They could have taken 3 towers.
3? You think they could have taken the base tower already?
Of course, yeah. No, I'm dead serious. I didn't get into that. We went base. We didn't take the tower, but we got it to half HP.
So we look at GPM right now. The Oogie's, he's crushing. He's at over 410 GPM. I'm sorry, 408 GPM. Swiftblade's second, but the Warbeast is close behind. The big difference is that the Warbeast is going to have a lot more experience, just due to the fact that he's solo jungle killing creeps, and Swiftblade sharing with Glacius. Almost dies in the bottom lane to the Benzington solo.
Benzington didn't ulti, didn't mana. It's just a stupid hero. Like, what? How much damage did he do? 350 damage? Insane. Glacius has 550 HP. It all comes back to the lane pull, though, by Warbeast. It completely won them the game so far.
And what I think where Swiftblade and Glacius kind of screwed up was when they had pressure on the tower, they should have maintained that pressure on the tower. If they would have had the tower down at 6 minutes, it would have been totally different because they would have been able to rotate in the jungle freely. Glacius could have stacked. Swiftblade could have done stacks along.
The Legion have destroyed a Hellborn tower.
Yeah, they're both going to die here. So
Like
Benzington stuns in, gets the kill on the Swiftblade. Bubbles pulls in, and attacks down the Glacius.
Now Solstice is manning up on a Warbeast with Abyssal and ulti.
So right
the
now
Hellborn have destroyed a Legion
10
tower.
And the Hellborn team already has a 4,000 experience lead, 4,000 gold lead, and they did just get the top tower, the Oogie, push the lane up, split the gold with the rest of the team by letting the Hellborn creeps kill it. And Warbeast has actually moved to the Legion jungle, and he's doing stacks. So
might die.
He honestly does not care.
Yeah, he's dead.
He's sighted, and he's going to be dead. He's not even have an opportunity to pop the ultimate. One stun in from Magmus, he was too low health, took too much damage.
That's Solstice's problem. You can take the triple stack at level 2, but he didn't. He could take it and be level 10 right now. But he just let it sit
For the viewers
there.
out there, how would you build Solstice in order for you to take a triple at level 2?
You better know this. It's maybe the easiest thing you could ever say. Do you know it? You better know it.
Obviously, you're going to go your Crescent Strike and your Shadow Dash, right?
No. You get W and E, and just spam your W on it while kiting the creeps.
So they tried to go in Bubbles middle. Bubbles ported out. Failed attempt. Right now, they're even in towers, which is not too bad for... oh, I need to point D on D. D and D. Boom.
Like, Oogie went Shaman's Headdress. This guy's insane. I know him. He's my friend. He's obsessed with that item. Like, you could go magic. You could go Mystic Vestments, and it's instead. I think it's 5 magic armor is like 24.9 resistance, damage reduction. So he's 50 instead of 25. It's just not worth it for 2k gold. 1,500 gold more for.
I don't know, man. There's some people that are really big on Shaman's Headdress early. If you can get it early,
why not just get a helm?
I know, especially if you're
Mystic
playing in the top lane, because you can buy everything directly at the side shop. You never have to go back. You never have to have anything sent out to you, and the regen is absurd.
Yeah, but then you can look at their team and you see what they have: Magmus ulti and Glacius, who's level 5. Alright.
So Benzington stuns in on the
stuns.
Glacius. I mean, on the Magmus. He's going to jump. He's going to use his ultimate here on the Magmus. Magmus disjoins it.
Warbeast isn't there.
Warbeast is not there, but we do have 5 mid.
Okay, Bubbles is dead.
Bubbles gets a nice pick with the Song of the Sea.
Bubbles is dead.
They are going to chase the Bubbles, and they're probably going to get a pick here. They did kill
So
the
they
Bubbles, and they're going to try to turn here on the Oogie. I don't know if Oogie... Did Oogie pop his ultimate yet? Oogie's ultimate is off cooldown, so he can use it at any point he wants here. He does pop the ultimate. He's going to try to go all 3 people here. Swiftblade is spinning, doing pretty good damage, and they're probably going to get the kill. They do.
That's a 3k gold swing. Warbeast
Wow.
wasn't there.
That leveled the game.
Swiftblade got 2 kills and an assist. What a throw.
So, there goes Oogie from over 400 GPM down to 396, and it puts the Swiftblade almost level with him, which is pretty huge at this point. We still have Warbeast in that second position, but he's only slightly higher than the Solstice. So, Warbeast did finish his Abyssal Skull. And Solstice is still sitting on booties.
I don't agree with this Warbeast build. He's going straight puzzle box, no boots. Like, let's say he gets caught after he ulties, he's dead. It doesn't make, like, I understand.
If you're a pro player, dude, you're not going to get caught, right?
This guy's like 1840, 100% Warbeast.
So if we look at experience per minute, Oogie's still leading the way pretty heavily, with the Benzington in second place, which we definitely thought was going to happen just due to the way that he, I'm not going to say he dominated the bottom lane, but he definitely didn't allow them to box him out in the slightest. He does jump on the Glacius here. He does get frozen, but this Glacius is going to fall. The Torture does land stun, and that's the end of
for a
it.
Glacius? It's not really worth it. Especially if his team reacted quicker, they could have killed him.
The thing is that the Solstice was close enough. I don't know about anybody else, but the Solstice was definitely close
And
enough.
Magmus is city middle and purple was there. I don't know if they TP'd in. Oh yeah, they TP'd in.
So
like-
sometimes they're going to attempt to push this bottom tower or not. The Benzington ultimate is down for the next 60 seconds. Warbeast, like you said, has an ultimate, but once the ultimate wears off, he's not going to have really much any survivability at all. The Benzington does stun away, but it does hit the Swiftblade, so he immediately stops. Swiftblade does get the spin, Rally lands the ultimate, and it looks like Warbeast is going to just run away. So they're not going to be able to do anything to the tower, which they look like they ultimately tried to do. Benzington's going to fall further behind in GPM.
It's another throw. I guess
we're gonna
Yugi's
reset.
farming, but Yugi's going icon.
It almost seems no matter what this Swiftblade does, because the last, say, 4 minutes or 3 minutes have been going the way of the Legion, and they close the gold gap up a little bit, but every single time I look at that top bar, it doesn't get any better for the Legion team. The gap just gets better for the Hellborn team, and Legion team gets a couple kills and closes it up, and it's just grows back again for the Hellborn team.
Well,
I don't know if
So-
it's...
just they're not farming. They're going as 5 and getting pickoffs. They're running the pub train, while Oogie's sitting in the jungle farming. So, they're not really capitalizing enough.
And it does
Like,
look
you
like
get a
that Oogie's
pick off,
gonna-
they're not pushing a tower.
Oogie looks
getting
like
a
he's going to
pick
follow
off
up
in.
that Shaman's Headdress with the Icon, which is, if he can get the Icon early, that's awesome.
I don't know. What they should do if they're trying to pub train is, they have no core items soon. They should just group up and push.
If they do pub train from the Legion side, it's going to handicap them so bad in experience.
I know, but that's what their lineup is based on. They have, well, I guess you could say 5 stuns, but like if you pick this type of team, you have to pub train. That's
Isn't
what
the idea that you get picks and then you go back to farming, get picks and go back to farming?
Well,
you need to
they're
have
not-
it. You need to
that's-
basically have your stack set.
that's
you
the
know, like-
Legions. That's the Hellborn's team.
Yeah.
They get picks with Benzington bubbles, and then while Warbeast and Oogie farms, they stay in the game that way.
I think the Legion team has, well, I can't say equivalent, but they have very similar pick potential. With your Glacius, your Magmus, your Solstice, your Rally, the only hero that doesn't have a stun is the Swiftblade, and they end up killing the Glacius.
But that's
By the
another
mid
reason why
tower
the
spotted him
Legion.
out.
That's another reason why the Hellborn's lineup's better. Like, see, Magmus and Rally need a portal key to get in there, while Bubbles does not, Benzington does not. To get the pick off, they have no way of getting in to initiate the fight. They have to just run in when. I guess you could be out of position like that. I don't know.
So Solstice attempts to stun in, Bubbles does port away, Torture immediately lands the stun, Benzington jumps in on the Solstice with the ultimate, and he's getting spun on heavily by the Swiftblade, but Benzington just stuns over the cliff to get away. Magmus looks like he's in a bit of trouble. Torture does end up landing the stun. I don't know if they're going to be able to get the chase down. Bubbles does poured in.
Oh,
Magmus stuns back in and ends up getting a kill on the Bubbles. Looks like they're going to try to turn this on Oogie, the Walking Mock. And he might actually end up killing the Swiftblade here.
No.
Okay, Swiftblade does spin
What was
away,
that? Bubbles for
that's
Bubbles
one
for
great thing about the hero
Solstice?
compared to the Oogie.
So your mid hero for your jungle? That's not worth it.
No, that was a huge... Well, I can't say it was a huge trade, because if you think about it, they were both...
It was good. It was good for the Legion.
Yeah.
They're behind, I guess, but
They are
okay,
behind in
we'll
experience, but
just-
like I said, that
like
comes
if
back to what
Rally
you were saying.
if Rally stunned him and then Solstice went on him, I don't know. 2 stuns, his ulti would be almost out. He has no boots, so he has.
With that puzzle box, though, Warbeast is already sitting at 1,400 life.
It's not that much.
Hell no!
He's 1,200 life.
Yeah, in
Not-
ultimate form, he has 1,400 life.
Swiftblade's he's dead.
If he does land an ultimate here, he's gonna die.
He just needs to spin on him right now. Why aren't you spinning? Now they're just gonna get the pick off.
Yep.
Swiftblade's an idiot.
Waited a little bit too long. Now with the spin on cooldown, I don't know if they're gonna be able to get away from this.
Solstice stunned
Magmus
the
is
dogs.
probably going to stun in. I don't know if they're gonna chase this up. He gets
They
pushed
have no
forward by the
stun.
rally. He is ultimating and it doesn't get canceled. The torture is gonna definitely drop. Bubbles throws down the ultimate, and they're standing right on the impalement, right on top of Bubbles' ultimate.
You
So
can't.
they do end up getting a pick off on the torture, which I'm very surprised that Magmus' ultimate didn't get canceled by anybody in the back. But he did land a pretty big stun, which stunned, 3 of the Hellborn team.
Oh, I guess he's getting barrier. That's not bad for Magmus ulti, Oogie. But I don't know. You can't You can't push someone in with a rally stun and not stun. It's not worth it. You won't
So
have the
instead of
damage.
Instead of the shamans, would you have preferred something like a helm on it?
Prefer him to no. I prefer him just get Mystic Vestments icon, and then get like gnomes, and you're just as tanky. Because they're mostly physical damage.
But you're not
I
going
guess
to get
they're-
the same regen that you would get from the shamans just on the icon, unless you get
You don't need the regen. I don't think you need the regen. People like it's what 9 regen. That's not that big a deal. I don't think
9 health regen. That's pretty huge.
it's a lot, but it's not like
If you get 9
Need it.
health regen early, when you have a low life pool in the first place, that's pretty big.
It's not very cost efficient though. When you can just get, I don't know how to explain it. Like Mystic Vestments is the best item in the game for its cost, when Shamans is one of the worst due to the cost, and you don't even get that much more from it. Like, I understand you want the regen, but it's not necessary for farming if you farm correctly.
Let me ask you this: were
The
you a fan of the
Hellborn had
change,
destroyed a
getting rid
Legion
of
tower.
Helm of the Victim and putting a life tube in its place?
I mean, it was stupid, Helm of the Victim. It didn't even give armor. Why did it even be in
The
there?
Legion have destroyed a
I
Hellborn
don't even
tower.
I did not care.
I think maybe because
It messed me up a few times when I tried to buy it, and I bought Helm of the Victim. But that's the only thing.
I
It's
always
not-
liked Helm of the Victim in there because if you pick up your vestments, you pick up your Helm of the Victim.
Yeah, you have 5
decide
armor and
that you don't
Legion.
need the additional regen or magic armor from the shamans. You could end up turning the Helm of the Victim into a Whispering or something like that. I
That
like
depends
the
on
item.
your-
I always liked the item that it was a armor and health regen all in the same item.
This Warbeast isn't playing Warbeast to his full potential. He should be, what is he, Hellborn? There should be no towers on the map right now. Like, they're always in the Legion jungle. He should be top all game, pushing top. Because they don't really need him in fights. If they lock him down long enough, he could be taking racks right
This
now.
Glacius is going to fall bottom. The Benzington does spot him, ultimate, and the bubbles basically ports in and drops him instantaneously. The Solstice has sight of them the whole way through the jungle, and yet Glacius still instead of hiding, walk right past the creep wave.
I don't know. Waste of a Benzington ulti. I guess it's a short cooldown, but like Legion could take a fight right now. That's 350 damage.
Now that Glacius is up, I don't see why they wouldn't be able to. The Benzington ultimate is down for the next 40 seconds.
Well, now they can't go. They killed the Mauler.
Wow, look at wards. The Legion team has one ward up, and it's about to expire near their own Ancients. And
Suffer of a losing support.
Narcy on
losing
the
this-
Torture has basically the entire bottom half of the map blanketed. Okay, we have another ward that just went up.
Why is he? I don't know, man.
But they know they're there. I mean, they're sitting right on top of the. I mean, the Hellborn team has the entire sight of basically what's going on. They can jump on any one of these heroes at any time, and they do. They initiate onto the rally. Oogie jumps in, ultimate, walking mock, and he's gonna fall. He's gonna fall. It looks like the Barrow didn't do anything because they didn't get it off against the Magmus. The Swiftblade is spinning on the Warbeast. Looks like he's gonna turn and jump on the Torture. The Torture does fall. And this is a huge trade in favor of the Legion team. Bubbles does pick up a haste rune, which was basically lucky. He definitely would have fell otherwise. And the Warbeast is just going to back. If they don't take this opportunity to push a tower...
They're not. They should take Kong right now. They have Abyssal, but... Nope. Let's go farm.
Well, they only have basically 15 seconds in order to have a force that would be able to contest them in that mid lane, and their ultimates are down on every hero. So
That's
I
why
don't
you
think
go
Kong would have been a
Kongor.
good decision. But that top lane, there's no reason why they
You have
couldn't afford
Abyssal
top.
and Solstice Basher. Solstice and Swiftblade could take it right now. Just get some crits in there. Easy Kongor. I mean, they can't fight without Oogie. And
What is
they
this
just ward
Warbeast
up.
doing? This Warbeast is going to jump on the Solstice, and this Solstice is going to fall. This
Yeah, they're
Magnus better
dead.
get out.
They used
He
his
doesn't have enough mana to stun away. He is probably going to fall too. Good night, Magnus.
Warbeast is such a stupid hero.
Puzzle box, Warbeast.
Like, he could activate his puzzle box, his wolves, and his ulti. He could be on top, and he could kill someone at the bottom. With all his skills used.
And they clean up the stacked Ancients. That's a double thank you from the Hellborn team to the Legion.
I don't know. The Legion is... I mean, the Hellborn should be so much farther ahead. But they throw so much.
The Legion is keeping this extremely close.
Yeah, Hellborn should be so far ahead.
Huge initiation by the rally. He hits his ultimate on 2 people. Swiftblade ends spinning in. They don't get a kill in the Magmus
didn't
fall.
have any more stuns.
Looks like they're gonna chase. Maybe they're not. Okay, they're gonna fall back.
Should've chased. Oogie no mana. Warbeast slow. Just hit Bubbles ulti.
So the rally ends up going with push book instead of the PK. I don't mind that in the slightest.
Who did that? Rally? I don't like
Rally,
it.
yeah.
I don't like it.
And Magmus picked up his PK a while ago, or actually around the 20-minute mark. I forgot to comment on it.
Rally without PK is kind of useless. Like, you could PK in on the bubbles and pick them off, instantly by yourself.
I don't mind the push book because it's great for pushing you out of the walking mock. So if you get an Oogie on top of you and there's a bunch of stuns to follow up, you can use that on yourself or on a teammate.
I get it if you're ahead, like, and you want to stay alive for survivability, I guess. But like when you're behind, you need ways to make plays. And rally, it's like Magnus blinks and stuns. There's no guarantee rally gets in there to follow up.
What puzzle box level does... Okay, so Warbeast is sitting on puzzle box level 3. This is what I was talking about the icon. He's got 0 charges on the icon.
0 charges?
0.
It's because he died before the fight started last fight. That fight down in the Legion jungle.
I just think that he got rolled on. He ran in and that was it. The entire duration of the Magmus ultimate hit him, and it just, with everything else that was going on in that fight, it just burned him down to nothing.
That's why barrier isn't great unless you're pushing into base to
And this
counter
Warbeast, he
push.
does not care. He's pushing up the bottom lane. He's in ultimate form. He's getting the hell out of there. I don't know. This Solstice is probably going to be able to get stunned on. Magmus stuns in. Solstice lands the big auto attacks. This Warbeast, his ultimate is going to wear off here.
It's out in a second.
And it's off. But looks like the Benzington says,
Well, look.
I don't give up. And jumps in and ends up taking out the Glacius. Or, I'm sorry, takes out the Solstice. Swiftblade's going to end up getting a kill on this Benzington, though.
Horbla!
So, I don't know if it's a good trade or not. You keep allowing the Swiftblade to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And like I said in the beginning of the cast, I think Swiftblade is one of the hardest carries in the game. Extremely underrated. He's going straight
He's not
carry build.
underrated.
Filled with shrunken heads and abyssal skulls.
I guess you could say it's a good trade since Solstice technically has to carry this versus the Warbeast Oogie with Swiftblade. And Benzington does not do anything late game. Benzington falls off at like the 30-minute mark, stops doing damage. So it's a good trade, I guess.
Is Benzington going for a staff? Yes, he is. Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
I think he's going Basher. Because
Really?
usually when you go staff, you go close, you get the glowstone. Yep.
Because he had the first item that he did buy was the Mighty Blade. He was sitting on that for a while. I don't know if
I
he
think
just
he's going
bought that for
Basher.
just the additional strength.
I would go. I don't know. I don't play Benzington. I don't know what I don't know what the item build for him is. Here is so weird. It's like
I mean,
a rack.
he does have
though.
the option. If he wants to go either way, he can still.
Yep.
And maybe that's why he put it together this way. If he deems that he needs to go Basher, he'll go Basher. If he wants to go Staff, they have another solid team fight or something like that. And it looks like the Hellborn team is going to try to take Kongor here, and the Legion team has no sight. They have a lot of defensive wards up on their hills for their own jungle, but they do not know what's going around the Kongor pit.
They're not really, like I said, Warbeast. Warbeast didn't go Kongor doing items.
They have a general idea. They are rotating over, at least 3 of them. The Solstice is way out of position, so if the Hellborn team does want to jump, they would have had the advantage there. And Kongor sitting a little bit above half-life. He's going to regenerate pretty quick.
They're out.
And
Warbeast
that's
went
it.
top.
The Torture's hanging around, so I don't know if they're going to try to re-engage.
I doubt it. You can't do it without Warbeast. They have no physical damage.
And the Magmus is probably going to ward the Kongor pit right here. He does. So they're going to have sight the next time they go to do it. I don't know if...
Did they see him ward that?
they probably saw him walk in there. I don't know if they saw him ward it. There was no vision of him warding it.
I don't know. They don't have Legion team isn't doing great warding. They have no lane wards or anything.
I cannot believe how close this game is at 31-minute mark. This has been the story of the entire game. 1,000 gold lead, 1,000 experience lead. At one point, it was 4,000, 4,000, and then the Hellborn threw in a fight.
Well, it's a problem for Legion. They have a
The
timer. on their
Hellborn have
team.
destroyed a Legion tower.
They do jump in
Hellborn-
on the Magmus here with the Benzington. Stun, followed up by Shaman C, which doesn't allow Magmus to do anything. Looks like Swiftblade's going to jump in here, and wow, okay, so Benzington just basically got away.
Oh god.
Swiftblade's going to run out. His shrunken head is going to wear off here in like a second, so... But I really don't know if anybody has any mana to follow this up. Bubbles is really the only one to be able to chase.
They just
So
go
we
to
did
comp
have
right now.
Glacius and Magmus both fall in that engagement.
The Hellborn have
They just go to
destroyed a
farm.
Legion tower.
And the creeps take out the tower bottom. A little assistance of the Warbeast.
That's a 4K gold swing.
And this might be all they needed right here. One bag.
Oogie with token is just the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life.
He's probably one of the best heroes in the game with token. The thing about it is they also have a Torture, which is another one of the greatest heroes to have a token on.
But it's support.
Kongor has been slain.
Like if, let's say, I don't know. This
No,
game's
Oogie
over.
is definitely in the same realm of a
He's like
Torture or a
Doctor.
Doctor Repulsor for having
Yeah.
a token on.
Like he's gnomes now. There's no way they lose their next fight.
And it looks like he's going to follow that up with a Frost Field Plate. So he is going to be super tank.
I don't know. He should have a BKB instead of a barrier. But
I agree. I do agree. I think actually, I think BKB would be better off than going a Frostfield plate, but
not really. I mean, you have barrier. It's just a waste of gold for the It's a waste of 3,600 gold. Like 2 magic armor things. That much. That's why Vestments is so
You're really hating on
good.
that barrier idol. You're hating on the shamans. You're hating on the barrier idol.
It's good in one way. It's good in pushing into base against counter push. That's it. Only reason it should get picked up. I don't know. Like, and he shouldn't be getting team fight items. I don't know.
Well, the Warbeast has his shrunken head now, so.
Oh, he's Striders. He has Striders.
And you were correct. The Benzington did end up going the Basher.
Bubbles is going cheap. Solstice got BKB. Rally has. I bet he gets Souls. Rally. Magmus. You should get an ultimate orb probably. Get a sheep or a tablet. Swiftblade.
Swiftblade, he does finish his Frostburn, so.
Did he just get something? Or he finished Frostburn.
Yeah, he finished the Frostburn. He just bought the Ice Brand.
Okay.
Wow, Swiftblade. Swiftblade finds a torture, and that's it.
That's a classic Narcy. I'm surprised.
The one area of the entire map that the Legion team has wards.
Isn't Narcy countered everything? Narcy's countered everything.
Well, you know what? Instead of calling it a classic Narcy, I'm gonna call it a vintage Narcy. Vintage
let's
Narcy.
cast Narcy all the time and just call everything Narcy's.
Oh, vintage Narcy. Nah, we love you, Narcy.
I love you, Narcy, but I don't think you love me. Is he watching? You better be watching.
Maybe. Can you show player nicknames?
That was 1 minute ago. Calm down, man.
How do I probably have it turned. I don't know how I have it turned off. Hold on.
What do you have turned off?
Apparently, show player nicknames.
It's just this stream is broken. So much lags and graphic.
Oh, I think this is what he's talking about. He wants me to see, like, he wants me to leave it on the GPM chart. My bad. I had it on stats. My bizzle.
No, it's just no. It says there's so much lags and graphics bugs when my stream's fine. It's just him.
No. What he's talking about is, like,
slow.
he didn't know who, like, which player was who. Who were you talking about Narcy?
Oh, really?
Yeah. The screen is beneficial anyway, so. I don't know if they're going to engage here or not. I mean, they're putting a lot of pressure on this tower. I imagine they want to try to take as much.
Legion should not be out here. They should be in their base.
Yeah, I think they want to take as much time as they can with this token, but if they have an opportunity to jump, they're going to do so. Magmus does channel the ultimate, jumps in, and immediately stuns in onto the Benzington jumps. Swiftblade is doing a lot of damage.
That rally ult would have been huge.
If he would have hit. Magmus does
Swiftblade
something in, Swiftblade gets the kill, and he's trying to fight through. The problem with this is, now that his shrunken head's down, this Oogie standing still, the back and forth fight is definitely going to benefit the Oogie every time. Solstice ends up stunning on the bubbles, followed up by the Magmus stun, which ends up dropping the bubbles. And this Oogie's going to chase down this Solstice, and he is dead. If he sees the Magmus stuns back in and gets hit by the torture stun, and that's it. Okay, so basically, we have a war of carries here between the Swiftblade and the
I don't know if you were
Oogie.
watching, but Swiftblade was hitting Oogie for the longest time, which is not very smart. He's token
that's
in.
the thing. If the shrunken head is off, or he can't spin like he's doing right now, he's not going to do any damage to the Oogie at all. Matter of fact, he's just going to make him stronger. And the Oogie, if he does land anything here, he might have an opportunity to get this kill on the Swiftblade, but he's not. The Swiftblade is too fast with the phase boots.
You could kill him if he just has to hit a Q.
Yeah, he's got to predict movement. So we have the battle of the carries right now. I like it. So we have a 431 GPM Oogie versus a 408, 9, 7, something like that.
You say it's the battle of the carries, but like, it's still who has the better team. It's always a team game. Which is,
I tell you what, man. Even though
unless it's Dark Lady versus Mage Bane.
Yeah.
Carry versus carry. Real way to play it.
I look at it like this, the experience is not that much different right now, and if you do look at the levels, you can just straight up see that. They do have a lot of potential with line stuns from the Legion team. If they do end up getting some good initiation, whether it be from the Magmus or the Rally, and either one of those heroes can hit their ultimate, they can completely change the outcome of a team fight, because if you do get Oogie alone, that's going to be it. That's the one thing about that hero. You got to get him by himself.
Solstice is probably dead.
And so you're probably right. Solstice is sitting in a lane. He's getting collapsed on. He has to have some kind of idea, but that's it. Warbeast pops the BKB.
Such a waste of an
Solstice
ulti.
also does the same thing. He's going to run out of the Bubble's ultimate. By the time it wears off, though, he's going to be dead.
Bubble shouldn't have ulted. Like, Torch. They should have just waited for Torture to stun, and then kill him.
They're going to get this tower kill bottom easily. This Warbeast is hitting so hard. The Torture pops the Impalement. It looks like
The Legion have destroyed a Hellborn tower.
I don't know. I'm watching bottom. Looks like Oogie just kills Swiftblade.
Yeah, they gotta kill him,
Benzington. They probably got Basher with the Basher.
Yeah.
That's why they got Basher. Basher's still good.
It does go through the Swiftblade spin, so it will stop him in place.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't know that.
That's why it's Basher's so good on Gary's late game, because everyone gets BKBs and Hawk.
And Benzington jumps in on the Rally, whose ultimate was stopped.
The Hellborn have destroyed a Legion tower.
Swiftblade does buy back. He is going to get a kill on the Benzington, but Oogie is charging in.
That didn't come, that
didn't! Power kill bottom, but both racks are basically a full life. I don't know if they're going to continue to try to fight this. Swiftblade's ultimate is down. His spin is coming off cooldown in the next 10 seconds. If he can get some autos in, he might be able to do something, but the thing is you cannot auto.
A Legion barracks has been destroyed.
Yeah, you gotta kill his team.
Yeah,
So,
without Magic Immunity, you cannot attack an Oogie. He is going to jump on the Torture here, which does melt. And he is spinning on the Oogie, but he's not doing anything. He doesn't have enough DPS to kill the Oogie even when he's stunned. The Oogie's too big. He's got 18 charges on his icon at this point.
A Legion barracks has been destroyed.
yeah, he's not dying.
No, every hero
This
that dies,
game's
he's
over.
basically regenning back half of everything.
The Hellborn have destroyed a
This game's
Legion
over.
tower.
12k gold.
Yep.
Not easy to come back with.
They
when
had
they're-
one bad
the other
engage around the
team's late
Kongor
game.
pit, and that basically swung the game. They had 3 heroes fall for the Legion team, not a single person drop for the Hellborn team. It was just a good pick. And from that point on, it's been a steamroll. The Oogie is really big right now. He did finish his Frostfield plate. He's sitting on 35 physical armor, 15 magic armor, and over 2,500 life. He's a force to be reckoned with.
It just comes down to Legion didn't execute their lineup. Their lineup's all team fight, but they can't win team fights. They can't get pickoffs and win team fights. Because Rally didn't get a PK. He went Acolyte stuff.
I
Great
don't know how to
pickup.
pronounce this, maybe you do, but the conflagrate, maybe that's it? Conflagrate?
Flagration.
Okay,
Is that
so
it?
a lot of people don't realize how much damage this does, and this is why I call him the walking mock. Because
Actually, just like 150 damage right now.
so
but,
right now
yeah.
it says activate the toggle on or off. While on, it drains 5% of your max mana per second and dealing magic damage equal to 40 plus 5% of your maximum mana to the enemies around you every second. It also gives him 20% movement speed. So 5% of his 2,100 mana pool right now. So that would be, what, 100 damage? 120 damage plus 40. He's basically walking around. You know, Mock does, what, 40 damage per second, magical damage per second. His walking Mock is doing almost 200 damage per second whenever he has that on.
I don't know what Hellborn is doing. Just go in the game.
And it looks like
Just
the
go push
Solstice is
top.
going to get jumped on again by the Warbeast. He's not going to be able to get away. Magmus does stun in, and they might try to turn this, and Solstice pops the ultimate on a Warbeast that had a BKB up, which didn't actually work. So he ends up falling.
He's dead anyway, no buyback.
And this looks like we might see a concede vote right here. Bubble sheeps the Rally, and Benzington jumps in. Rally puts away at the opportune time, but it looks like he's still going to fall anyway. The Oogie does land the Q on the Rally goes down. Big picks, big picks. They're going to rotate on this middle racks. Once this middle racks goes down, Man, they might actually rotate top, but once this middle, no, they're gonna go middle. Once this middle rack goes down, this game's over. Oogie's too big.
Yeah, this
Warbeast
game
is
is
too
over.
big.
The Hellborn have destroyed a Legion tower.
I don't know what the Solstice is gonna end up going.
A
whether it be
Legion
maybe
barracks has
Flower
been
or
destroyed.
Shroud, but
You
at
better
this point, the game really doesn't matter.
A Legion
Magmus
barracks
does
has been
DK,
destroyed.
that's a pretty big ultimate. Doesn't do much though.
Oh dang, that's a lot of damage.
He's gonna end up
dude.
falling immediately. Swiftblade is trying to do the best in the damage department that he can, but it's not enough. He's gonna be able to get away, at least try to run away a little bit. He's gonna get jumped on by the Serpent, but he does ulti, so he destroys all of that, and he's still gonna fall.
What's my name?
Solstice lands a pretty big ultimate, and still, look, everybody,
Massacre!
not everybody below half-life except for Warbeast.
The Hellborn have
So they lose the
destroyed a
top
Legion
tower.
tower.
It's gonna follow within the next second.
Fuck
here.
me why?
A Legion barracks has been destroyed. A Legion barracks has been
GG,
destroyed.
well played, all around. And the Legion team paused the game.
That's what I would have done.
Definitely. Solstice is jumping in. He's going hard. He's going hard on this Warbeast, and they get the kill.
The Hellborn have
Dude, why'd
destroyed a
everyone
Legion
disconnect?
tower.
What is going on?
I'm really confused.
I think that they concede and
Did they concede?
no.
There's no. I don't see any concede.
Alright, these guys are mentally challenged. Confirmed. Nope, I don't. I mean, it doesn't matter. The base.
The Hellborn have destroyed a Legion
okay,
tower.
that's really weird. So Benzington's the only one still in the game at this point. Everybody dropped. Maybe the server went down.
No, they disconnected. They didn't time out. I don't know.
All right. Well, regardless, Hellborn win in a quality fashion right there. So whenever the
Yeah, it's
demon
just
comes
they got.
up, I should be able to click disconnect. Maybe. No, not gonna work for me.
Do you control F8 type disconnect?
I can just press F10 and disconnect. So we can go back. I'm gonna look at the stats of that game so you guys can see them. Oh man, I gotta go to the replay screen here. So view stats. This match has not been submitted yet. Am I doing something wrong here, man?
Type. Go to stats. Go to Brady Tribe.
View stats. I got it. There we go. So we'll look at the
I don't know.
stats at the end of the game here. So much lags and graphic bugs.
That's what I was
my stream
telling you
really? Because
about.
I don't think I
No,
dropped any
it's
frames at all.
No, it's fine for me. I'm telling you. This
Alright.
kid's mentally challenged.
All right. Well, if you want to look at the stats overall at the end of the game, you can see how big the Oogie was, 530 GPM, with a Warbeast close behind. Swiftblade was the one saving grace on the Legion team, which obviously wasn't enough. Maybe he needed like 2 or 3 more BKBs to actually fight that Oogie. But all in all, it was an entertaining game all the way up until what, about the 40-minute mark.
I don't know.
Maybe
Oogie-
even a little bit before that, 38-minute mark, and then it was just a huge swing. But
Oogie's up there in the cancer, like just cancer that you just shouldn't play because it's bad.
you know, it makes me laugh because I think about whenever I watch these games, all the way back to Complexity. Maybe it was Hauntor Season 1. I don't know. Regardless, but I do remember whenever Complexity at DreamHack tried to use the Oogie, and it was defeated ultimately. But a lot of heroes that we saw being tried by the Tralfs of the world, because if I do recall correctly, Tralf was the first person to ever play Benzington in a carry role in a significant game. He also did the same thing with the Oogie. You see these heroes popping up now, 2 years later. Not even 2 years later, but basically like a year and a half later, being
It
picked up
just
pretty significantly.
I don't know. It just if you have an organized team, Oogie's not a big deal. But if you have the team has no coordination at all, you get wrecked pretty much.
The thing is, if you looked at it too, from a stun perspective, you would think that the Legion team would have a relatively okay time contesting the Oogie, but it just didn't, man.
I mean, they had no counters to him. Like The way to beat Oogie is you get Hag or Vindicator. You just get some way to silence him or kite him.
Yep.
Or just kill the other team. And
Well,
forget about him.
You know, congratulations, Squirrels. They turned that around after a certain point in the game. So, any closing thoughts there, Drew?
They had the whole game. They just threw away too much. Against a good team, they would have lost for sure.
So, I think that's Smack Tricks laying the smack talk down to SkCz, saying get better, guys. All right,
Yeah,
well, this
you
has been
trash.
another Sabercast. This is Nick Saberwolf Prenny with Smack Tricks. Hopefully we'll do another cast for you guys soon. Signing off.
Haha.